Jones, Angela Bassett. NBC Tonight.
3 bodies.
So we're saying it's a serial killer.
I'll loop in a profiler.
This guy's organized, above average intelligence. He's choosing his victims because they have someone they love.
He's out there right now.
Chicago PD, new next Wednesday on NBC and Peacock.
Do we know anything about our new boss?
He's ambitious, and he wants headlines.
I need to know I have a team I can trust.
He wants to do things his way.
We are screwed.
Are you tendering your resignation? Law and Order, Thursday on NBC.
Live on NBC 12, this is News Watch 12 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukage. A Rhinelander man accused of chasing another man with a knife and possessing drugs last June was sentenced today. Benjamin Metz appeared in Oneida County Court today for crimes he committed in the summer of 2023. Oneida County dispatch officers were dispatched to a home on June 19, 2023, around 3:30 a.m. about Metz chasing a man with a knife, and law enforcement noticed he was yelling erratically, and officers believed he was under the influence. Law enforcement searched the home and found multiple types of drugs in his garage.
But just the existence of such a place in a residential area in a community where presumably people, families, whatnot, are just trying to live normal lives, it detracts from the quality of life.
Metz faced 13 total charges, but after agreeing to a plea deal, was found guilty of only 3 charges, including maintaining a drug house, possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, and possession of THC.
No, this is not an extreme, aggravated form of conduct relative to possession with intent to deliver controlled substances, but it's not mitigated.
Metz was sentenced to 5 years of initial confinement, followed by 5 years of extended supervision. Conrad, it was another great day to spend some time outside.
I know, it feels like spring, right? Soon it's going to be beach weather, 80s will be back, but not quite yet, Jessica, not yet. We're actually going to be cooling off before much warmer air starts to roll in. We're talking 30s within the next couple of days, but for now, look at this, well above average temperatures pretty much every single day, besides a day the last couple of weeks. We saw 60s the last 2 days. Same story for today. Temperatures back in those low to mid 60s. Look at this, 63 here in town earlier today, 60 in Eagle River. Same story up into Land Lakes. And then down south, even some mid to upper 60s by Shawano, Stevens Point into Green Bay. So a mild day outside, very close to record-breaking heats, but not quite there. Our average high is around 37 degrees, average low around 16, and now finally about to be 12 full hours of sunlight. I am excited, cannot wait for that. Now, Denver cannot wait for some snow. They're getting in on some snow right now, probably close to a foot of snow in Colorado before all said and done. For us, though, we're going to stay mainly cloudy for tomorrow. Couple of sprinkles and some rain showers down into our southern counties. Overnight tonight, though, we'll be hovering near freezing. Jessica?
Pickerel Fire and Rescue serves a handful of small towns in Langlade and Forest counties. A few members are determined to split rescue from fire, but it's become a messy process with another tense meeting last night. Treasurer Val Striz spoke about what she called questionable bills. Striz shared that a person thought they were donating to Pickerel Fire and Rescue, but instead it went to the new Pickerel Rescue, Inc.
It has been brought to my attention that some donations have been made to the department for the rescue squad, and they have not been deposited into any of our department's accounts. It appears they have been diverted to a Chase Bank account that I was not aware of.
One of the leaders behind Pickerel Rescue, Inc., Kathy St. John, said the donation would be returned to Pickerel Fire and Rescue. Striz then brought up a bill that would pay for lights to be installed on a new truck titled to Pickerel Rescue, Inc., even though it was paid for by Pickerel Fire and Rescue.
You can't take monies that was donated to Pickerel Volunteer Fire and Rescue, Inc., buy a truck, and title the truck in a separate name. That is illegal.
St. John said she would change the title on the truck. The meeting adjourned without any clarity on when a split between fire and rescue would take place. New officers for Pickerel Fire and Rescue will be elected at next month's meeting. Governor Tony Evers has signed a contract approving improvements to U.S. Highway 8. The $3.2 million project will renovate the highway between WIS 17 and County Road P. Work will begin in May, and road closures as well as detours will take place. Construction is expected to be completed in October. President Joe Biden is on the campaign trail with a visit to Milwaukee Wednesday afternoon. The president's visit comes as part of the Biden-Harris administration's month of action designed to help mobilize voters and secure support from suburban women, Black, and Latino voters. The campaign stop follows a Biden-Harris administration announcement of nearly $40 million that's being made available in Milwaukee for locally led projects. During his remarks, President Biden touched on how his investments are rebuilding communities and creating good-paying jobs throughout the nation. He also announced a $3.8 billion investment in 132 projects across 42 states.
We're making decisions to transform your lives decades to come, and we're doing it all across America. Let's be clear. This groundbreaking investment comes from two historic laws I signed.
President Biden participated in a campaign event after a speech where he met with volunteers and supporters. Meanwhile, demonstrators marched in support of Palestine and protested President Biden's stance on the conflict in the Middle East. People were protesting outside his venue for President Biden to stop the genocide in Palestine, calling him President Genocide and holding signs that shared the sentiment. Others held signs calling for the end of U.S. aid being sent to Israel and for the killing to end. The death toll in Gaza has now surpassed over 30,000, with at least 20 people dying of starvation, according to the health ministry. More than a dozen deputies were injured during a training exercise at an FBI training facility in Irvine, California, Wednesday. The Orange County Sheriff's Department says its deputies were conducting their annual joint training for hazardous devices at the facility when an explosion happened. A total of 16 deputies were injured. All were taken to the hospital, including one who self-transported. The vast majority complained of dizziness and ringing in their ears, and most have since been released. However, one suffered a serious but non-life-threatening injury to their leg and will require surgery. The latest inflation numbers show consumers are still grappling with higher prices. According to the latest Consumer Price Index report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, prices ticked up 0.4% in February from the month before. And over the last 12 months, prices rose by 3.2%. But the full report has both good and bad news for consumers. Dr. Brian Marks, who teaches at the University of New Haven, says the pandemic drove up inflation, but recent global events are still impacting prices, like Russia's war in Ukraine affecting oil and turmoil in the Middle East diverting shipping routes.
Shippers are paying higher premiums for insurance, and they're passing that along to the extent they can.
While these latest inflation numbers are slightly higher, when we look at the last few years, inflation is much lower than it was in February 2022. It's hitting consumers most in housing and gas. Rent in February was about 30% above pre-pandemic levels, according to Zillow. And gas prices are up 3.8%. According to AAA, the national average cost for gas is, as of Wednesday, was $3.40. The community in Antigo is coming together to protect the homeless in the area. Coming up, we'll hear how they're helping those in need after Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
In America, adventures can be both big and small. That's why we created the Ford Explorer, available with an intelligent four-wheel drive terrain management system and 7-passenger seating. Ford Explorer, the all-time best-selling SUV in America, and ready for life's everyday adventures. Choose FlexBuy on Explorer with 0% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Carpet City. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center's biggest sale and receive $300, $600, or even $1,000 of savings on all hard surface flooring products, such as vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, or receive free carpet installation. That's right, savings on all hard surfaces up to $1,000, or free carpet installation. See why contractors and designers only choose Carpet City Flooring Center for their flooring needs at the biggest sale.
Our prices will floor you. You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer, but here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
Here's California banker Eric Hovde, running for U.S. Senate. But Hovde's lifestyle? Pure California. CEO of a billion-dollar bank. Here's Hovde's over $7 million Laguna Beach mansion. And 3 years in a row, Eric Hovde was named one of Orange County's most influential residents. Multimillionaire California banker Eric Hovde. On Wisconsin's side, don't bank on it. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
If your family struggles with food insecurity, call the Family Food Helpline.
And welcome back. We're starting out with no snow on the ground. Let's talk about this, right? Lacking so much snow. We're well over 30 inches under our average snowfall for this time of year. Check out the UP. Marquette area is over 75 inches below average this year, and that will likely continue at least the next several weeks until winter is over. Temperature-wise, though, we were in the 60s earlier today, back to 44 in Tomahawk. Merrill area's at 44, and down right by Wausau, Mosinee area, they are still mild, low to mid 50s in the region. Here in town, we're at 47 degrees, 46 in Eagle River, and a bit cooler right up into the UP. Now, temperature-wise, though, check this out. Lots of red colors of 50s, 40s. Remember that? Pretty much every single day. It just felt like spring. One cooler day where temperatures were 4 degrees below average, and then look at this, 60s once again 2 days ago, yesterday, and same story into the day today. Now, tomorrow into Friday, a bit cooler, still mild. We're looking at near 50, around 43 by Saturday, and then colder, a lot colder, I'd say, Sunday into Monday. It's going to be windy. It's going to feel colder, of course, and then right back up, of course, to above average temperatures by middle of next week. Now, we're not the only ones experiencing this. Most of the United States has seen the warmest winter on record since records began over 150 years ago, and that does look like it's going to continue. It's going to be a bit cooler the next couple of weeks overall, but it's still going to stay warm because the first half of the month, very, very warm. Now, Denver, get ready for that. Big snow event moving in the next couple of days, and then more precipitation. That's going to continue to go like that, but most of it will stay south of the Northwoods, and that's going to happen by tomorrow morning. Now, zooming into Colorado, look at this. The snow really developing. Denver getting around a foot of snow, maybe more in some spots. And then, of course, in the mountains, we are talking a lot more snow. Some places getting 3, even 4 feet of snow on the way. So put on those chains and those boots. Winter scene down there. Not for us, folks. We're just looking at some cloudy skies down south into southern Wisconsin by tomorrow morning. A little bit more rain lasting into those early afternoon hours, but most of it will be staying into Adams County and then south of that. So south of Green Bay, into Madison, into Milwaukee as well. Then by Friday, we're mainly clear, right? Not much going on. And then we'll see maybe a little bit of more rain and snow will be back in the forecast. We need it, right? Any type of precipitation, just anything. I mean, we are in a big drought. We do have severe droughts here in the Northwoods, up into the UP, and then a little bit less of a drought down into Adams County and into central Wisconsin. But overall, though, most of Wisconsin is under some type of drought. So we do need a little bit more precipitation. Now, the winds are pretty calm. In Tomahawk, they're at 0. Same story in Arbor Vitae. Here in town, we're just at a 5-mile-per-hour breeze. Anago, a little bit more of a breeze, 10 miles per hour. Stevens Point at 0. For tomorrow, though, once again, a light breeze. Then Thursday night, not looking too bad. We're going to have a light wind. By Friday, though, more of a gusty wind starting to roll back into the forecast and cooling us off as well. So that wind will be blowing more out of the northwest. Now, for tonight, though, temperatures near freezing. We are looking at mostly cloudy skies. A light breeze once again out of the northeast. For tomorrow, a good-looking day. Mostly cloudy skies overall, though. Temperatures around 50, and a few sprinkles will be possible, mainly south, so in our southern counties, Adams County, and then south of that as well. That's the greater chances of some rain showers. Our 7-day outlook, brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress, does show possibility of a little bit of rain and snow by Saturday. Jessica?
According to a new study, upwards of 6 million homeowners in the U.S. do not have home insurance. That raises an extreme risk of uninsured losses from a natural disaster or significant home damage. The study came from the Consumer Federation of America. It found that uninsured property makes up 7.4% of all properties in the nation. That comes to a staggering total of $1.6 trillion worth of unprotected property value. If you've seen your car insurance rates skyrocket lately, you're not alone. They're up an average of 21%. That's the highest rate jump since 1976. It's so severe that car insurance premiums alone contributed to half a percentage point to the overall 3.2% inflation rate last month. There are several reasons for the surge. The cost to repair a car is up 6.7% for the year. The number of traffic deaths in the U.S. is also rising, alongside riskier driving behaviors like speeding and texting behind the wheel. A new addition is being included on the State Register of Historic Places. The Wisconsin Historical Society announced today that the Modern Woodmen of America Lodge in Elko is being added to the list. The one-story wood frame building was constructed in 1913 as the Elko Lodge for the Modern Woodmen of America. From 1932 to 1966, it was used by the Elko Grange for their meeting hall. The State Register is Wisconsin's official list of state properties determined to be significant to Wisconsin's heritage. Homelessness is a problem that affects communities all across the nation, including here in the Northwoods. Recently, a death in the area inspired some residents to take action. Our own Christopher Bouchong has more.
In January, a dearly loved man named Billy Dehart from Anago passed away in one of our city parks, and it was on an extremely cold night.
In result of this, Antigo realized there was a concern for homelessness. Board member Dustin Dykey said the residents formed a community meeting, later creating Williams House of Hope.
Folks stepped up and said, we need to do something about this. That is not acceptable in our town. Anago will not be known for that. So.
While they are still in early stages, Williams House of Hope is now a 501c nonprofit, making all donations tax deductible, and are starting partnerships with businesses such as Super 8 Hotel.
Where Super 8 provides vouchers at a discounted rate for the Williams House of Hope so that we can make sure to help the homeless community in our town right now, even though we don't yet have a shelter.
Williams House of Hope has a mission of providing resources and safe housing for everyone that needs it to help them get on their feet.
With that, we have the high barrier and the low barrier side where we'll be able to serve all folks, no matter their walk of life that they've come from, so that we can serve all of the unhoused population in Anago.
While they have their eye on a few buildings, Dykey said the possibilities are endless, but they are aiming to raise $250,000 to get the ball rolling.
The way that people can give, two ways. Williams-house.org, and there's a donate tab. People can go on and donate online. They can also send cash or check to P.O. Box 132 in Anago.
Right now, there's not many places for people to go for help, and many people might not know there's a homeless issue until it's too late.
There's a lot of people that are not known in our community that are homeless, and those are the folks that we want to serve. We want to make sure that no one goes unhoused in Anago.
The hopes may be high, but Dykey said he believes they will be able to have a shelter up and running by November of 2024.
Have you always wanted a fireplace or wanted to freshen up your existing unit? Well, look no further than Trapper's Fireplace Gallery and Dahlquist Heating and Cooling for the best fireplace selections in the Northwoods. With 2 convenient showrooms, stop in to browse our extensive collection of products, feel the heat, and see how our units could fit into your home. We proudly offer units from Heat & Glow, Quadrifier, Simplifier, Vermont Castings, and Stellar by Heat & Glow. Stop in today and see how we can warm your home.
Planning an exciting outdoor excursion? You need the app from the weather team you can rely on. The WJFW Weather Watch app, featuring hourly and daily forecasts, high-resolution imagery, and opt-in push alerts to let you know when severe weather approaches. With all these features, you'll know the best days to cast a line or when it will be perfect to explore the wilderness. The WJFW Weather Watch app is available in your app store now. Weather Watch 12, from where you live.
So, all of us are here to talk about trading. Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
You drive a hard bargain. Boom. Chocolate milk.
You don't have to trade. I'll take the chocolate milk.
Okay.
Get $830 off any phone. No trade-in needed. US Cellular. Built for us. Get an 11% rebate on your entire kitchen upgrade at Menards. Clearview cabinetry is flexible by design, so you can go from doors to drawers for storage that works at every stage. With the styles that are so easy to update, you can do it in a snap, meaning you don't have to remodel your space to make it work even better for you. These La Home kitchen cabinets are $33.79 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
You can stretch your family food budget. Call the Family Food Helpline.
And coming up on News Watch 12 today, we'll be joined by Carrie Bladon for the opening of the museum season.
Sounds very exciting, right? Temperatures are going to start cooling off. Could there be precipitation on the way? More news tune on Thursday from 5 to 7.
The Marathon boys basketball team is on their way to compete at the Wisconsin State Basketball Tournament. The Red Raiders will be in action tomorrow night when they play Kenosha St. Joseph's. Today, their school sent the boys off in style with the help of the Marathon Police and Fire Department. The students at Marathon got a break from academics to send off their sectional champions. The players were in high spirits as they spoke to the community before getting out of town and heading down to Madison. Senior guard Tyler Underwood talked about the day and how the team is enjoying the moment while it lasts.
I mean, it's crazy. This is a very exciting week. Just a dream come true. Moments like this you only get like once in your lifetime. So I'm just going to soak it all in and make the most of it.
While Marathon heads into the state tournament as the top seed, the team is not overlooking any of their potential opponents at state.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about, playing at the Kohl Center. It's crazy, to be in a position that we're in. It's such a privilege and just really excited, and hopefully we can go out there and show everyone what we're made of.
The Marathon Red Raiders will be in action tomorrow night. That tip-off will be at 6:30 against Kenosha St. Joseph's at the Kohl Center. The Milwaukee Bucks wrapped up their West Coast road trip last night, and they battled with the Sacramento Kings, with the team continuing to tussle with the Cleveland Cavaliers for the second spot in the Eastern Conference standings. Every game takes on importance as the Bucks look to end their road trip with a win. The first half was all Kings, and it ended like this. De'Aaron Fox at the buzzer with the bucket. Sacramento took a 19-point lead into the half. Not many Bucks highlights, but here is one. Late in the game, Andre Jackson getting above the rim. Literally, he puts down one of the dunks of the year. This one, however, it was all Kings. JaVale McGee for 3. He hits it. Sacramento goes on to win it 129-94. Bucks back at home tomorrow night against the 76ers. In college basketball news, it was announced this morning that Marquette All-American guard Tyler Kolek will miss at least the first game of the Big East tournament. Kolek is dealing with an oblique injury. Marquette begins a Big East play tomorrow night when they play either Villanova or DePaul. We'll be right back after the break.
So dangerous here. It's 3-on-3 like hockey overtime. And it goes down.
The kid is tough.
The spring home sale at Slumberland. Up to 50% off list means big savings. Relax, recline, and save as low as $249. Save up to 50% on select Temper-Adapt floor models. The big spring home sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Marco! Polo! Marco! Polo! Marco? Polo? Marco? Polo?
Get lost in the biggest showroom in the USA. We will beat any deal by $500. Then power your new boat with Suzuki Outboards. 3 giant showrooms of boats, pontoons, and Suzuki Outboards only at American Marine, Shawano.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Sick.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 cash back on Tundra Hybrid when you finance through Toyota Financial Services.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Wickersham Jewelry is excited to announce their March wedding band sale. 3 days only, March 13th through the 15th. With incredible savings of 20% on the area's largest selection of wedding bands and anniversary rings. Save 20% on the exclusive Love Story collection. Take advantage of interest-free financing options. Wickersham Jewelry. If you can dream it, we can make it.
Sure is nice to have my 3 older kids home to visit.
Oh yeah, I love coming home. I miss having soft water.
That's why I bring my laundry home on the weekends.
It's so much better for my hair too, but you wouldn't know anything about that, Corey.
Well, that's why my hair looks so nice and moisturized.
What do you know about moisturized hair?
Well, having 2 older sisters and a brother who only showers a couple times a week helps.
Well, actually, 72 years of treating water in Wisconsin is our family story. You kids are pretty well versed in water.
So let us make your family's water better today.
Big bloomin' deals at the spring home sale at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 50% off list. Brighten up your spring with Adirondack chairs in 5 colors, plus totally free shipping with no minimum. The big spring home sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Welcome back. A third-generation family farm in Athens, Wisconsin offers a farm fresh experience to the public throughout the summer. Our own Shauna Johnson traveled to the farm to find out more.
Stony Acres Farm, owned by Tony Schultz, markets 12 acres of certified organic produce through the Wausau Farmers Market year-round through a community-supported agricultural program. But what makes this farm special? It offers a little something extra to the community when the weekends roll around, with the help of some eco-friendly updates.
Every Friday and Saturday from March 29th and through November 9th, we are a restaurant open to the public that serves farm-to-table pizzas made on the farm.
With all organically grown, farm-raised ingredients.
I raise the wheat, grind it to flour, make it to dough. I raise all of the toppings. I raise all the tomatoes for sauce. I raise all the pork for the pigs. The only thing I buy in is cheese from the closest creamery to my house, Nasonville Dairy.
Tony says one of the themes of Stony Acres Farm is sustainability and being mindful of where our energy comes from and the impact it has not only on personal budget, but also the environment.
In 2013, we put in the initial array, but last year I added 20 kilowatt system. Those are the big black panels on each side of it.
He said the farm is working to reduce its carbon footprint, but the economic impact has been substantial.
My bill for running a walk-in freezer, 13 chest freezers, fermenters, display freezers, bucket heaters, fans, pumps, everything that makes the farm work, and then like the lights. That was costing me about $800 a month last summer, and I've shut some of the things down for the winter. So part of this drop in cost has to do with my seasonal energy usage and fluctuation. But it's cut my electric bill at least in half.
Tony said because of the unusual sunny weather in February, he was actually generating more power than he was using. So his electric bill went down to only $48 for the month, cutting into his base charge.
I was very happy with that output, and the solar panels are working exactly as I had planned.
Tony says he's been really wanting to buy a nice new tractor, but decided first to invest in decreasing a fixed cost, ultimately saving him hundreds a month. He financed a portion of this project using grants that are accessible to any rural farm or business. As far as how he plans to use his savings,
I'm putting all that money towards a nice tractor.
Reporting from Athens, Shauna Johnson, Newswatch 12.
Hang on tight,
Wisconsin? Because fun just got a lot faster. It's Fast Play from the Wisconsin Lottery, an all-new style of lotto games that combine instant wins with a progressive jackpot. Playing is easy at any lottery retailer. Just print, play, and know if you're a winner instantly. The progressive jackpot starts at $10,000 and grows with each ticket sold. The share of the jackpot increases with the price of the ticket. Fast Play is available now, only at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, non-stop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Make way for the event that only comes around once a year, featuring the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Super Duty, the North American Truck of the Year. Get ready and get to Ford Truck Month. Choose FlexBuy on F-150 with 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $2,000 FlexBuy and $1,000 open trade assist cash at your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
ELM Repair in Edgar is a family-owned and operated full-service diesel repair shop. From pickups to semi-trucks to heavy equipment and RV service. If it runs on diesel, we can repair it. Want more power and better mileage? Our experienced professionals will get your truck running and at peak performance. With a state-of-the-art dyno and fully stocked parts department, we can even come out to you with our 24-hour mobile repair service. ELM is always looking for passionate and talented people to join our team. The Diesel Doctor. Have it done right the first time at ELM Repair.
Welcome to Leisure City, where relieving stress and bringing more fun into your life is what we're all about. You'll notice new faces around, but we're still delivering the same great service we have since 1985. Come see our full lineup of hot tubs in a variety of sizes and styles. We're sure to have that perfect fit for you and your family. Check out our full line of indoor-outdoor patio furniture. That's Leisure City, your backyard headquarters of the North.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
It's middle of March, but it definitely feels a lot later than that. It feels like we're maybe end of April. Temperatures back in the 60s earlier today. Near record highs, not quite there. We even saw some 70s down south into Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota. Now, we do have a little bit of a fire danger, a lot more of a risk into central Wisconsin. Overall, though, every county in Wisconsin has a little bit of a fire danger continuing into tomorrow. Same story into Friday. Look at this, near 50 Thursday into Friday, a little bit cooler, maybe a little bit of a rain and snow mix by Saturday, St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be cold.
Oh, boy.
Back to 30s.
Enjoy it while it lasts, right?
Absolutely.
Warmer weather.
Exactly.
Thanks, Conrad. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.
The Lucky Streak sale is on now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. We're offering our biggest savings on top brand appliances. Save up to $2,000 instantly on 4-piece kitchen packages. Plus low monthly payments with up to 60 months special financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Oh, hey, I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an ex-teen idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks. You're too smart for that. Let's go to the Zine logo before I do some sexy, overdramatic ending, huh? Zine. Always local, always free.
At Len's Truck, we're all trucks all the time. Nobody has a better selection of used trucks. At Len's Truck, we buy more, we sell more, and you save more. Buy now and get the highest trade-in value ever at Len's. Go to lenstruck.com. You'll find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy.
Len's Truck. Lance Truck. We got the trucks at Lance Truck.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Spring Early Bird Event. Now through March 20th, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive members-only deals. Right now, get a half-price Mobil 1 oil filter when you buy a 5-quart jug of oil. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings and up to $100 consumer rebate when you buy 4 Cooper tires. Shop unbeatable rewards member deals and more for just